What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday, Road to the Rose Bowl. My name is Orlando, alongside the one and only Art Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good.
Oh, we got a big one to talk about.
We do.
So let's get it. The 111th edition of the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, is set. Ohio State versus Oregon, a traditional matchup. Old school Big Ten Pac-12 vibes, now a quarterfinal matchup in the college football playoff. Two national championship contenders, the undefeated Ducks, the top seed, versus the 11-2 Buckeyes, the number 8 seed. So Art, what do you think about this playoff draw right there?
Yeah, I don't like the way that it ended up. You know, Ohio State is the 8th seed and having to play Oregon right off the top. That feels like the national championship game right there.
Do the Ducks have the toughest path to winning it all?
I believe they do. Yes, I believe they do. But you got to beat whoever's in front of you, but I believe their path is tough.
And Dan Lanning wouldn't even touch that subject. He's like, we got to play who's in front of us.
That's
Either
right.
way, we got to beat the good teams to get
That's
to where
right.
we want to go. And
So
here we go.
Here we go.
The flock has landed. The Ducks have touched down in LA, arriving at the team hotel this afternoon. And while the Rose Bowl isn't the final destination on the road to a national championship, there's no doubt this game is special.
Exactly why you play the game, to be in these moments and moments you dream of and want to be in. So it's something I've been preparing for my whole entire life.
This is stuff you dream of. This is why you come to Oregon. This exact game. Watching them as a kid.
I'm pumped to get to do it with this team in this circumstance, especially getting to play Ohio State again. I was hoping we are going to get them again, and, obviously we are. So I'm pumped and looking forward to it.
And Betcher, being from Eugene, said
Oh, yeah.
he was able to go out there with his family back in 2010. Not the
Nice.
result they wanted against Ohio State. He's saying this time it'll be much different. So, Art, I got to ask you,
Yes.
even though this is a quarterfinal matchup, it's
Right.
not the final destination.
Right.
How big of a deal is the Rose Bowl?
Well, the Rose Bowl is a huge deal. I was at University of Michigan in 1976 as a freshman, and all we could think about with the football team, and the football team lived in my dorm, all we could think about was the Rose Bowl.
Being from the Southwest in New Mexico, I really didn't get it until I came here and got the
Right.
chance to taste the Rose Bowl in 2019 and seeing Justin Herbert run for that touchdown and seeing the sunset out there, those chrome helmets and the pink bouncing off those helmets.
Yes, amazing stuff.
Nothing quite like it.
No.
But before we talk about the future,
yeah.
we got to go back to the past. So let's go back to October 12th, a game for the ages, the biggest crowd in Autzen Stadium history, pure pandemonium as fans rushed the field celebrating the Ducks' 32-31 victory over Ohio State. The first ever top 3 matchup in Eugene and a signature victory of the Dan Lanning era. The game came down to the wire, decided on the final play as the clock struck 0 on quarterback Will Howard. Time running out on Ohio State. It's a moment that has lived rent-free in the minds of the Buckeyes, especially QB1.
The way that we lost that game, it still hurts. It still hurts all of us. So, we're excited for another crack at these guys. We'll keep it in the back of our heads. It's a new game.
Pretty candid response from the quarterback.
it is.
Your thoughts when you hear him say something like that?
Well, I think it's more in the front of his head than the back because he's still talking about it. I know people ask him, but he could pass on it and just move forward. But he still thinks about it a lot.
Yeah, for those Oregon Ducks having a taste of
yeah.
victory, knowing they've already got him once.
That's right.
That's got to play an advantage in terms of mental mind games, right?
Oh, I think it does. I no doubt about it.
Okay, well, that big mistake aside, Art, these quarterbacks have had really similar and really good seasons. Both torching defenses for more than 3,000 yards passing. Both guys accurate, too. Identical completion percentages.
Wow.
And get this, at 73%, both guys, they'd have a better percentage than every NFL QB.
Okay.
So, Art, who's got the advantage?
Yeah, I think Oregon has the advantage. I mean, Dylan Gabriel has played so much college football. I mean, this is his 6th year. He has the most starts ever. So I think he's the guy who has the advantage as far as the quarterback matchup is concerned.
And Gabriel has played some of his best ball when the game is on the line. The man has been ice cold at some of those crunch time moments.
No doubt about that.
All right, Art, both of those quarterbacks lead some powerful offenses. Freshman receiver Jeremiah Smith and Ohio State racking up 427 yards a game, top 10 in points. Tez Johnson on the other side has helped the Ducks put up 449 yards per game. And get this, Oregon, the only team with a top 15 offense and defense. So, Art, that leads to my question. what's your key to the game?
Yeah, my key to the game is the Oregon defense. You know what? They need to be able to play in this ball game. We need to see the defense that was out there when they dominated Washington. They had 10 sacks in that game, bunch of tackles for loss. They just went wild in that ball game. We don't want to see the defense that we saw against Penn State in the Big Ten championship game because they gave up 297 yards rushing in the Big Ten title game, and that is not the kind of thing that we need to see in this game.
So let's take a look at the defensive numbers. Both teams can get to the quarterback, Jordan Birch, playing in this game. He did not play against Ohio State. That Oregon D racking up 40 sacks this year. Ohio State finishing just one behind them at 39. So that leads to my key of the game. Can the Buckeyes pressure Dylan Gabriel? In the first game, Gabriel wasn't sacked, slicing and dicing the Buckeyes, going over the top and winning the battle against the OSU secondary. The Oregon offensive line is as healthy as it's been all year. Gabriel has been sacked 6 times over the last 11 games. If they can't pressure Gabriel, it is a wrap. Art, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that to me either. You know what? If he has time to throw the ball, people are going to get open. Tez Johnson, he had a great game against them the first time, and he's going to do it again if there's time to get the ball to him.
And in a lot of these games, I'll add to what you were saying about the defense and really this game being won in the trenches is who's going to have more success running the ball?
Right. And we'll see.
Last game, the Ducks were able to outrush Ohio State by a slim margin, but in a game where we're splitting hairs, that could be the difference.
That could
in
be
victory.
the difference. It could be.
So, Art, one theme this week, rest versus rust.
Oh, yeah.
The Ducks' last game was December 7th when they won the Big Ten title. That was about 25 days between games. So, Art, are you concerned about a slow start for the Ducks?
Yeah, I think I am concerned about that a little bit because it has been so long since they played against somebody else. Sometimes it can take you a little bit of time to get used to that and what it's like to be hitting on somebody who's not one of your buddies.
Yeah, and I don't think there's really a question about whether Dan Lanning will have his guys ready to play. We've seen it on 4K multiple times this year in their social media videos, Ducks versus them, and the different ways that he's been able to inspire this team. But still, that's a long time, and there's no way to duplicate playing in a game versus practice.
That's right.
So, Art, the Ducks are the top seed, the only undefeated team in college football yet. The Ducks are 2.5-point underdogs. And your last memory of them was against Penn State. Well, Ohio State is coming off one of their best performances of the season. So, Art, should Ohio State be the favorite?
Yeah, you know what? I understand why they are. I still don't think Ohio State should be the favorite. Oregon's already beaten them. Oregon's undefeated. They are the Big Ten champion, so they should be the favorites in this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I guess also they're saying, okay, well, if they only lost by 1 point at home and you get 3 points.
Yeah, it's even.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close. And like we said, it's a close game.